What's up, guys? Welcome back to King Kraken Sports. Mike here, back with another video, and today we're talking about the offensive tackle rankings that I've got. Now, going into the combine, my top 5 was largely the same, just in a different order. Only one guy fell out of my top 5, and that was Chukwuma Okorafor out of Western Michigan. I just felt that he, didn't show the athleticism I thought he had on tape, and his technique needed a little bit of work, so he fell out of my top 5. He's now at top 6. And I know as soon as I'm done this list, someone is going to be right down in the comment section asking where Orlando Brown is, and the answer to that is simple. He's still running his 40 from Indianapolis. In all seriousness, he wasn't in my top 5 to begin with. He was maybe my 10th ranked offensive tackle before. Now he's my 12th. So, he didn't do himself any fucking favors. I didn't think he was any good to begin with. Let's talk about players that are good, though. Let's start off at the top of the board with Connor Williams out of Texas. Now, Williams was for a long time in that top 1 or 2 on my big board, and he's fallen off a little bit. He's in the top 10 now. Everyone seems to hate on Connor Williams for one game, which makes no sense to me. They'll always mention the Maryland game. He was so bad against Maryland. Yeah, when you have a guy that in his first 2 years has not given up a single sack, and then he has a rough game at the start of the season, I don't know where this bust talk came from, but then he turned it around the next couple weeks, then got hurt, then came back and destroyed teams the rest of the season. One bad game in 3 years does not make a guy undraftable or a bust or anything. It's the NDT scouting way of thinking. He might have a little bit shorter arms than teams may want. I think they're like 33 inches. Arm size does not fucking matter to me. I don't care. Technique matters to me. He's got the best in the class. Footwork matters to me. He's got the best in the class. Pass blocking skills matter to me. He's got the best in the class. Run blocking skills matter to me. He's got the best in the class. Need I go on? This guy is an easy top 10 lock for me. I don't know why people, every time I've put Connor Williams in the first round in a mock draft, freak the fuck out, because they've seen somewhere that he wasn't a first round pick. Matt Miller has him as 1, Mike Mayock has him as 1, Mel Kiper has him as 1, Todd McShay has him as 1. Did you see it from, like, Kyle Krabs or Walter Football or any of these other sites that don't mean shit? Regardless, positive thoughts only today. Connor Williams, great player. After a down year last year, I think he is truly a bookend left tackle. Number 2, now I have been up and down on this guy all year. It's Mike McGlinchey out of Notre Dame. And going into the combine, he was actually my 5th ranked offensive tackle. I wasn't really sold on him. And then after the combine, I went back and I watched some tape, and I had some preconceived notions on him. I thought that he wasn't really good against speed. But it was when guys converted speed to power that he struggled. And that was especially the case against Georgia with Davin Bellamy and Lorenzo Carter. Both very good players in their own right. But McGlinchey struggled. But against, Harold Landry, who's more of a speed rusher, he shut him down. And you know what? Bradley Chubb, he played pretty well against Bradley Chubb as well. So I got to give Mike McGlinchey his due. I think I underrated him before, and now I think I have him right in around where he is. He's the second best offensive tackle in the class. And taking a look at the big board, he comes in at number 23 overall. So he's just outside the first round for me, because I only have 19 first-round grades. I think he's a potential left tackle. I think day 1 he starts at right tackle. Put him in a place where he can utilize his strengths. He's not really got the greatest foot quickness, and that tends to be where a right tackle comes into play. I think if he develops a little bit, he can probably, in a year or 2, maybe a little longer, kick over to left tackle. Or you may have yourself a guy like Lane Johnson, where he just becomes one of the best right tackles in the game, and you can address left tackle in a different time. So Mike McGlinchey's, my apologies to you. Sorry guys, I'm stumbling on my words. It's 8 a.m. Fuck off. My apologies to you. I thought you were trash, and you are not trash. Number 3, Colton Miller out of UCLA. Now I had really had him kind of lower down. Wasn't really all that impressed with his film, and I went back and again watched after the combine, and the athleticism he showed at the combine really showed out at on tape. He was okay in the positional drills at the combine, but that I was clearly wrong on another player in this tackle class. I do think that he might be able to start day one potentially as a left tackle because I don't think he has the same movement problems that Mike McGlinchey does. He kind of reminds me a bit of a Eric. Was it the guy from the Chiefs? Eric Fisher? Fisher's his last name, right? Yeah. That kind of smaller as far as weight, but I think Miller's like 6'8". But that slighter build, but really quick and agile left tackle. I think that's Colton Miller in a nutshell. I don't have him as a first round pick, obviously. He's my number 3 tackle. I think he comes in somewhere in the 40s? Somewhere like that. Oh, no, 28. Comes in at 28 on my board, so again, early second round pick. Not really high on this draft class at offensive tackle, but, I think he'll probably go round 1. Martinez Rankin out of Mississippi State could not participate at the combine, had an injury, I believe. Really solid tape. Not enough people are talking about him. I think the people that I have seen talk about him more as a day 3 guard option, and that's just ridiculous. Watch his tape. Martinez Rankin, he may have really struggled in 2016, 2017, but he really turned the corner this past year in my mind. Shout out to my buddy Jonathan Valencia for actually pointing this out to me and getting me to watch more of his tape. I think the dude is criminally underrated by the media and draft Twitter and everything like that. Not enough people to talk about Martinez Rankin. If you haven't seen his tape, go check him out. And Tyrell Crosby out of Oregon, again, another big mauling left tackle. This is going to sound so cliche, but he's your lunch pail guy. He's going to come in, give 100% every day. Good footwork, good pass blocking technique, good run blocking technique. Really, really went kind of under the radar at Oregon, which a couple years ago would not have been the case. But with Oregon struggling at the last couple years and not being on national television, I know Oregon was pretty good this past year. Not enough people were really watching for Tyrell Crosby. Had a good showing at the Senior Bowl, had a good showing at the Combine. This is going to be a guy where, the draft stock just keeps rising steadily, and who knows, maybe by the time the draft comes next month, he could find his way in the first round. Anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. As always, subscribe, like, comment, tell a friend, tell another friend. I'll see you again next time.